You are listening to 4Geeks podcast. We talk about business, technology, and provide advice on how entrepreneurs can grow their companies. Hope you enjoyed this conversation.
Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of the 4Geeks podcast. With me, as always, here is Alan. Alan, how are you? And please tell me what is the topic today.
Hey Sergio, hi and welcome to new episode to the 4Geeks podcast. Today is a very special episode because today we will talk about blockchain. Sergio, what the hell is blockchain?
Well, yeah. First, Alan, I want to mention that there's other topics we are discovering at this podcast. So make sure you subscribe, right, to get the new episodes. And also, we have some webinars and some blog entrance for blockchain in order to get more involved into this topic. But answering your question, I want to say that that blockchain is not Bitcoin. And Bitcoin is not blockchain. So with that being said, I just want to make sure that for example, blockchain is a technology. It's like the internet. You know, it's a different way of handling applications or doing software, because let's imagine a database. Mm-hmm. It's like a database, but no centralized. It's decentralized. So what decentralized means? Well, basically is that all the instance of the database they are not like in a Google server. Okay. They are spread in all the nodes machines. Yeah. A node can be you and can be me. Okay. Mm-hmm. So with Bitcoin uses, or was the first platform that uses blockchain capabilities. So basically with Bitcoin, you can have their own database, so you can participate by mining the data, and you are part of the Bitcoin network. But that's it. That was blockchain is a decentralized database where everything is cryptographic encrypted, and there is a chain of blocks. It sounds like the name, but it is. It's a pile of blocks that cannot be changed. They are immutable. So if they change, all the network will notice about that change. Mm-hmm. If any specific block change, so all the network will notice, and that's it. The node will be deleted, or the database will be restored to a stable state.
Yeah, some people are asking self about if blockchain is a specific technology, or if blockchain is
a language,
or if blockchain is career university, or what's that? But exactly what you said. Blockchain is a new mindset. Is a new mindset to serve and to save data decentralized on multiple on several servers and the same network. You know.
Yeah, exactly, and that's it. It's a disrupting technology that nowadays has a good exposure. Mm-hmm. There are a lot of startups and teams working on blockchain, and there are other platforms that runs on blockchain to run a decentralized application like Ethereum or EOS. So there's a huge opportunity, but there's not something tangible yet. Okay. We are at the first steps on blockchain, so there are a lot of movements, and everyone is saying that they are the final solution. So we will have to check in a few years how about the growth on blockchain, because blockchain is more than cryptocurrency, and that's why we want to talk about the different industries that the blockchain can disrupt.
Yeah, exactly. And by the way, Sergio, we have two kind of blockchains. We have private blockchains and public blockchains. I think the private blockchain is for for private members. For example, a closed circuit of computers, or a closed circuit or servers sharing together documents or sharing together contracts. There is another concept, contracts.
Yep, the smart contracts.
And the public blockchain is that it's public, is worldwide.
Yeah, like the Bitcoin.
Yep.
You can have Bitcoin in your own computer.
Ethereum, exactly. Whatever. Anybody can have their own copy of wallet on your computer. Just start the wallet and connect to the internet, and you got it.
Yeah, exactly. And as I said, the blockchain is more than cryptocurrency, so it impacts different industries by running under private blockchains or public blockchains. But there are also another type of blockchain that is hybrid. So with hybrid. You can have the good things of the private and the good things of the public.
Okay.
So let's say that, for example, a government may want to be able to write on people's records, for example, health or something like that. But you don't want the different government agencies be able to write on that blockchain. So this is a mix between public and private, because you, as a government, you are able only to write, but you can distribute the blockchain, but only accessing for it for the government agencies or companies or whatever.
Okay.
So I think those industries that we are going to talk, they will be more involved into the private, because this is where they can be safer in a private network. You don't want to share your health records for anybody, right? So that's the deal here. With that being said, I want to go through the different industries that we can see from a long distance that can be impacted or disrupted by the blockchain. So the first one that comes to mind is banking. With banking, because why? Easy. The Bitcoin and all these cryptocurrencies out there, they can go there. And there is almost 1,500 crypto coins running this time on the internet. There are a lot.
Yeah,
in some cases we just know about Bitcoin.
Yeah, and some world banks. And some world banks have been created their own coins. For example, Citi Bank.
Or states, governments, countries.
Or governments. For example, Citi Bank, or for example, HSBC, or for example, Barclays. That banks are working or are developing their own coins. Citi Coins for Citi Bank is equivalent to Bitcoin. And HSBC has made what it claims is the world's first commercial trade finance transactions using blockchain, because they just finished their first huge transaction by using their own coin, and it's pretty amazing.
Yeah, and it is not only for coins. It can also be used, the blockchain on banking, for predicting finance trades. So they can share between banks some information to get predictions and to have trades about the finances and everything. So it is not about the cryptocurrencies, but also about provide some growth on banking. And funny about the cryptocurrencies, today I was reading about the Whopper coin. Whopper, like the Burger King. In Russia, Burger King used their own cryptocurrency for fidelity program.
Oh.
So you receive some Whopper coins when you buy a Whopper. But it turns out that if you change it this coin to Wave, and then you just buy some dollars with Wave and change into the rubles that are the Russian coin, you will get more than the 50%. The 200% of rubles. So it was easy to earn money because
by eating
and because the Whopper coin was like a success. But there is no Whopper coins anymore. The Russian just turn it on, the government. But that's another topic, right?
Yeah, that's right.
And another good example we can find, and I think this is the first one to be, or the second one to be really impacted, is the supply chain. Supply chain is obviously more complex than before. Before, you just trade with local commerce or you just buy the tomatoes from the nearest farm or whatever. But now there are shipping, there are a lot of transportation between different culture, different country, different languages, and these changes might improve or reduce some operation cost, but it can provide not that transparency that we want on all the supply chain. So this is where I think the Internet of Things and the blockchain can work together to make sure for the end customer and also for the all the producers and providers
to automate the cycle,
to automate and the transparency for all. Who can tell me that, for example, when I buy a pineapple or a banana or whatever, they are totally organic? Just because a paper is on there, it's nothing.
It's not saying that.
Some company can buy those tickets and put it there. So what with blockchain, that's the idea, to bring transparency to the end customer, to all the people involved or companies involved on the supply chain, to trust between them without hesitate.
Yeah, that's right. And I think, Sergio, one of the points that this technology could improve the supply chain by the following tasks. For example, recording all the items, all the elements, all the products, tracking logistic and handling products from a place to another place, and assigning, linking and sharing. I think supply chain can be 100% disrupted by blockchain if we use transparency, if we are honest to applying blockchains in an industry like supply chain.
Actually, Starbucks is trying to adopt blockchain for their chain supply of the coffee, and to verify that the coffee is actually what they sell, the quality and all the stuff. So that's something really cool. The security part, this is another industry the blockchain will for sure impact, and it's because there is at this moment there's none cyber attack for any blockchain because it's secure. It works on blocks and hashes, so every block has the reference for the previous hash, and the hash is created with the data, encrypted with the data. So if the data change, the hash changed, and that's something that triggers all the nodes, and the failing node will.
It's pure mathematics.
Exactly, it doesn't fail. So the security, I think, is the best industry, or the industry that is giving a point on the blockchain, and it's because the proof of work that basically is that all the network have to be agreed with any transaction. So that's something cool, but the latency of proof of work, it's so slow. because all the computers have to be agreed, right? So that's why Bitcoin can process only like 100 transactions per second, something like that. It's really, really slow. And
versus Visa, for example. Or
yeah,
versus
no, that's another topic. But proof of stake, it's a different way of doing things with the Ethereum, for example. Ethereum uses proof of stake, and EOS actually uses too. That it says that basically the one that the one with the most tokens available on the total market is the one that with more decision.
Okay.
So you have 49 on the market. You only have the decision to agree into a transaction or not. So it is faster.
Yep.
Okay. Not everyone have to be agreed.
Okay.
That's it with security. I think this is the most, as I said, the most privileged industry, and we can talk a lot about security on the blockchain. Another one is the insurance. The insurance that is a big market in all the world, right? There's a lot of money around there, and only in the US, it seems like they have losses about $40 billion per year because of fraud, because the paperwork process is not optimal. You know, paper now is overrated and it doesn't work. It doesn't work. So basically, with insurance, the idea is to eliminate this paperwork process, eliminate the double booking, and for the same incident, and to have ownership of the insurance, of the process, of everything, and to reduce the premium division that it's giving those kind of frauds. And also the health insurance can be affected in a good way because you can have your record secure about all your injuries, your operations, and whatever. What happens if, for example, a big company have the record of any specific insurance industries, but this company got hacked, or the servers just burn out and disappear? Well, all the data is lost. With blockchain, this is not happen. At least all the world just ended, right?
Yeah, exactly, Sergio, exactly. And all the insurance companies can set up their own blockchains to share private documents.
Yeah, between them they can create a private network and they can share.
Yeah.
But the good thing is that at the end of the day, the person is the one that can accept to provide the different information in order to make the business agile.
Yep. That's right.
Okay. What is next? Charity. I think charity and crowdfunding are huge opportunities there.
Have you used a platform like Kickstarter or like Indiegogo?
Yeah, I'm using in the past, and the good thing about blockchain here is the transparency, and you are talking directly to the people who is building
to the goal.
Yeah, exactly. There's no third parties there.
Yep.
So maybe Kickstarter or Indiegogo are angry with me right now, but the good idea, or the idea of the blockchain, is to eliminate the third parties.
I think Kickstarter and I think Indiegogo, maybe they are thinking to implement blockchains to connect.
Maybe they are trying to figure out the way where they doesn't lose.
Yep.
Right?
That's right.
And with the charity, for example, you may wonder that you can start donating money for some poor people in South America or Africa or whatever, but you actually don't know if the money is going there.
Yeah.
Maybe some portion of the money, not all the money. And I think with blockchain, we can make sure that our money is right away where it belongs. with the people we are donating the money. So that's a good. I hope some charity platforms may arise with the blockchain.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and we talked before about the hybrid blockchains, and the government can be benefit about the hybrid blockchains because the national identity management system, to have all the transparency about voting. I read that in Estonia or some European country.
Dubai and Estonia.
Okay, there you go. They are using blockchain for voting. That's imaginable.
It's amazing.
Yeah. Imagine the capabilities of this. We can be totally transparent, at least on the voting process, right? At least on that. So that's really cool.
Yeah, that's right. And some other tax, for example, as you say, Sergio, the more transparency to manage the city's data, the hospitals, the healthcare. I mean, the government is like a big company, so all the previous industries like supply chain, like security, like banking, like insurance, and crowdfunding runs inside government, all that industries runs inside government. So I think Dubai and Estonia, as you say, I think Dubai and Estonia are doing a very
huge work.
Exactly. I don't know if the implementation is okay, but we in front of the.
It's something.
I mean, we leader of the industry. Is a huge goal, man.
And
it's a huge goal.
Yeah, totally. I agree with you in the worst thing that we can do is not done, right? So it's a good thing about Dubai and Estonia. It's about the insurance I mentioned before, about the healthcare, for example, to save your records, your medical records. So you are in another country, so your records are global with you, and you can go to any specific medic. And imagine that you are in I don't know, from us that we are in America. Imagine we are in China, for example, or Hong Kong, or countries that you don't speak the same language.
Yeah.
But with medical records on blockchain, they can access them and they can treat you like what you need. And that's something amazing. You don't have to have your PDF or medical record in your USB. So this is something good. And the good things here is that the data is yours. The data is yours. It's not belonging to anyone, and it totally depends on you if you want to share it or not. Yep. And online music, listen directly and sell indirectly from artists to the end users.
Artists, musicians,
So the money is directly to the artists and not for third parties, companies that can get the big piece of the cake.
Yeah, I think it's the same case of the crowdfunding industry,
and also retail.
Yeah, exactly, and also retail. And that's why Spotify acquires a startup named Media Chain. So Media Chain are solving music's attributions problem. I mean, they are connecting directly musicians with listeners, for example. And Spotify need to be there. That's why I think Spotify acquired Media Chain. Media Chain is from New York, I think so. Yep, it's from New York.
Nice.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Okay.
Didn't know about it, but okay, that's it. And something similar is about the retail. To buy directly for the real companies that made the products, and that's it. And the same exactly example is with the energy, that the idea is not to have third parties charging us for energy. You can buy directly. At least in Costa Rica, you cannot buy energy directly for the real producers.
You have to go to ISE.
Exactly. So that with blockchain, the idea is to have that done. But I think we have to spend some more years for doing that.
Whoa.
And I think a topic that really likes you is the real estate.
Yeah, let's talk about real estate.
What do you think about real estate?
I really love real estate. I really love how blockchain can disrupt the real estate industry. Because right now, when you want to buy an apartment or you want to buy a house or whatever, you don't know exactly the real value. You don't know exactly the real improvements. You don't know exactly anything. You're trusting.
You're trusting a lawyer.
In a lawyer, or in a realtor, or agents, or whatever. I think with blockchain, the transparency on property improvements can be a huge point on that industry. The easy to mapping available properties to buy real-time outdated. For example, countries like Costa Rica or Panama or Colombia or all Central America doesn't have an updated list of available houses or available apartment that exists in the US or Canada or other countries. But this that tasks are consuming energy and are consuming time. But if we implement blockchains to make or to have old data updated, I think is one of the most valuable point. And well, real estate is huge, and some equity funds are using blockchains to building their own coins, like Bitcoin or Ethereum or whatever, to exchange a property for a coin, for a cryptocurrency coin.
Nice.
And I think it's very cool. It's pretty cool.
I think real estate has some good opportunities there. Mm-hmm. I read some time before. I don't know. I don't recall exactly the portion of or percentage of the records that are not transparent and they are not real. Mm-hmm. Let's say just they add some values only for selling this or the house for more money.
Yeah.
So I think blockchain can work together in real estate, and I see it not too far away. Not too far away, the blockchain introducing into real estate. It's something I think it can succeed.
It happens right now, Sergio. It happens right now. Yeah, you can go to Ambrex.io. It's a company. It's a marketplace. It's a marketplace when people can buy houses or can buy complete buildings or can buy assets by using coins, by using crypto coins.
Okay, nice.
And another startup or another company that are using blockchains in the real estate industry is Ubiquity. Ubiquity.io. Ubiquity.io are doing the same thing. In the most of cases, people are acting like shareholders. 7, 10, 20 guys, 20 people can buy a single home. 10 people can buy a single building. and it's huge. It's amazing.
Well, as I said, you like this topic, right?
Yeah, I like it.
No, that's good. And yeah, the real estate, I mean, it's happening now, so there's something we can do later there. And that's it. I think the next industry probably is the one you are involved, you as the listener of this podcast. So if you imagine, or if you can figure out how the blockchain can improve your business or your industry,
Let's talk about that.
Yeah, let's talk about it. And I think we have a strong team that every day is getting more knowledge, talking about Ethereum, talking about EOS, talking about Bitcoin, about the different cryptocurrencies, how to create a crypto. And there's a lot of things out there. And there's a lot of challenges, and we are ready to build more and more blockchain decentralized applications. Okay, so that's it from today. All those industries have a lot of potential. As I said, yours can be the next one, and don't hesitate to reach out to us.
Yeah, that's right. Thanks, Sergio. Thanks, guys, for listening, and remember to subscribe on iTunes, on iBox, on TuneIn, or you can go directly to our website, 4geeks.io/podcast, and you can find every single episode.
Perfect. I will go there right now.
Okay, thank you.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you, Alan. Bye.
You can subscribe from the podcast tapped on your device so you can listen to the latest episodes. Don't forget to rate us. That helps us reach out to more people. If you want to get the best out of your business, feel free to contact us at 4geeks.io/contact.